Now the question is, would I mind what happened to me as far as them switching the blood on me and everything? Do I mind if that happened or not? I don't believe it's God's plan, but I ask God that a lot of us were born on this earth. See, the person who did this to me, we were both of the same birthright. We were born the same way. He was my universal doppelganger, except I was born from one below and one above, and he was born from one above and one below. Two universal children that were put on this earth. So he was from a race, though the ones from above had two different races. Like we were from two different races from the ones above, and we were from two different countries from the ones below. But we met each other. I met my universal doppelganger, and God set it up that way. And because they could cheat time and I couldn't, because they knew it was going to happen already. And my friend, though, his vision and what he saw was to wake me up. And what I did for him is that I introduced love to him. So I showed him what love was, and he woke me up in a universal sense to open up my eyes and wake me up to who I was. So we did each other a favor in a lot of ways. But the fact that he could see ahead of time, he showed me how depressed he was. He woke up every day, and he was such a knowledgeable soul that he woke up every day knowing exactly what was going to happen. He showed me to discuss and told me a bunch of things. Like he said, Brian, it's whatever. We had like a little debate or argument because we didn't argue much. We were like brothers, though. And he said, you know what? It's whatever you say anyway, man. They showed me many gifts that I had, coming to me. And the story is really sad because my friend died, and his family blames me for the death, but I was in prison. And I told his mother the reason that he died is because he had messed with the blood. And when I told her this, she felt like I was the one who did this. When all in all, the experiment was done on me, and the ones from above did not really go along with it, and the ones below really didn't go along with it because of how it happened. And so God took me, and he rebuilt me, totally rebuilt me. I was reborn. I saw the process of being reborn, and it was amazing how my DNA, I got the visions of my DNA from a big robotic arm from the heavens, replacing my cube-like DNA in my body that lies outside of my body, replacing my DNA with cubes. I saw these things, and God gave me the vision of how the angels and the rest of humanity is replaced. God can replace you at any time with the cubes in your DNA, because I have a cube-shaped DNA, something that's a little bit irregular than regular DNA. Um, all of this, I gotta say this though, the son, the one from above and the below. See, their parents, the ones that the parents of this child, I couldn't see no love in them. I couldn't spot love. It wasn't there, so I felt for him. But yet, love was learned. Love was learned through a spark that I had in me. Love was learned through this, and I found love in him. You know what I mean? It was kind of not the same kind of love that I would project, and I would like define as love, but it was some type of love because he cared. He cared a little bit for me after everything had been said and done. Everything had been going on. I saw care in him, regardless of how bad everything was going and everything. I call him the Oracle. He pinpointed time to a major sense. You know, he knew it was going to happen in a lot of different ways, yet his parents rejected him just like my parents kind of rejected me, and all of my family rejected me, so we were both in the same boat. We were like science experiments. We were banned by them, just like God's banning those, like God's banning them right now. They banned us because we were a little bit different than them. You know what I mean? We were like half breeds to them. So we were put here to see if this like shit'll work. It goes as above, so below, all the way into so many different dimensions that I wish I could explain and talk to y'all. But this is also a government project, and it's also a project all the way into the ethers, because this wanted, and God is a scientist also. He wanted to see if a bloodline and what it would do and what it would take and what would be a superior bloodline to this earth. Don't think God isn't a scientist. God's kind of like, yes, he would approve his whole vision and his whole aura and everything. His whole vision and his whole aura, excuse me. His whole vision and his whole aura and his whole like vibrational movement upon the earth, the all living God. So he wants to see if a race can, he wants to see a superior race on earth, and if it goes good by God, then it gets good in the heavens, you know, and it's good on so many other different levels, you know what I mean? And so I went through these things, and I just wanted to say that, you know, Jesus came down and he was the king of man. I came down and claimed to be the king of the fallen angels, to say that sin has existed on this earth and so much time has passed. I claim to be the man, king of the fallen angels, king of the angels, you know. That's who I am, in the flesh, the timekeeper. And because God doesn't want us to take any of his time, because it's not meant here on earth like that, some people feel like they should and be able to cheat time and be able to do it, because the angels, the watchers, they all can cheat time because they were sent here to record, to protect the earth by being able to cheat time, not to gain all finances and wealth and everything else, but they were put here for a reason. They were put here for a reason to protect humanity, not to harm it. But their hate for God, for banning them from the heavens, have caused this big commotion right now. The most important book, the book of Enoch, was left out of the Bible, which tells us about events that are happening today. I want to give the world a piece of news that everybody should be celebrating. Every man on earth, knowing that even though your family bloodline may have been banned from heaven, every man on earth will be judged for his works, whether they're good or bad. But make sure they're good or bad, not beyond good or evil, because God cannot judge what he cannot comprehend as beyond good and evil. If he can't comprehend it like I couldn't in some of these beings, then it's not of his making. It's an abomination, you know. And I just want to send this message out to TikTok. I know I'm a little bit serious today, but I'm just telling you about how I came to be, you know, and my travels through time and everything else. And y'all have a good day.